Amy, let me tell you about a magical place that is so exactly designed to be enclosed space, year-round fun for the whole family that I bet you already know what I'm going to say before I even say the name. Let's say it together on three. 1, 2, 3. Great Wolf Lodge. You got it, Amy.
My kids loved Great Wolf Lodge when we went. You probably already know that it has a huge indoor water park with a wave pool, lazy river, a bunch of massive water slides. But then your pack can hit the other attractions because, wait, there's more.
Great Wolf Lodge has adventure-packed attractions like Magi Quest, a live-action game kids can play throughout the lodge, plus the Northern Lights Arcade. Spent some quality time there, so your kid who loves the lazy river and your kid who loves fantasy games will both have a great time.
Great Wolf Lodge also offers great dining options and complimentary daily events like nightly dance parties, all under one roof. Unpack the car once and you're settled in to have fun. And with 22 lodges across the country, you're always a short drive away from adventure.
We've both had such great times at Great Wolf Lodge, so bring your pack together at a lodge near you. Learn more at greatwolf.com and strengthen the pack.
Welcome to Ask Amy from What Fresh Hell, Laughing in the Face of Motherhood, solving your parenting dilemmas one question at a time. This week's question is from Michelle, who says, how do I deal with a know-it-all little girl? She's 5 and she loves to correct her big brother, her friends, a rare situation these days, her daddy, and me. My husband insists that she stop correcting mispronunciations or false statements or what she interprets as false, but I also want to encourage her to speak up and stand up for wrongs. I just worry that if we stifle her know-it-all tendencies, it could discourage her in the classroom, the boardroom, and in future dealings. So do we just ignore it and hope it's just a quick phase? This is a great question, and as you probably know, our episode last week was about teaching our daughters to speak up for themselves, and if you haven't listened to that episode, definitely do. Marissa Porges, who is the author of the new book, What Girls Need, was our guest in that episode, and she was full of insights. This one is a little more complicated, a know-it-all kid. I had a know-it-all kid. I was a know-it-all kid, and hopefully, yes, it is a phase. But since you say that friends are a rare situation right now, I do think it's something that you might want to help your daughter through a little bit. I think we need to tease out the difference here for your child between showing the world what she knows and correcting other people to do so. I'm sure you saw the meme recently that it was on a roller coaster in Japan at a amusement park that reopened after the pandemic, and they put signs, please scream inside your heart instead of out loud. This is a teaching people to scream inside their heart kind of moment. I am kind of a know-it-all, and when I see apostrophes in the wrong place on Christmas cards, it makes me want to throw something, but I don't call the people up and let them know. I scream inside my heart. The way to do that, I think, is to put a step in where she can come and whisper to you, that's not how you pronounce that word. He said that it's Tuesday and it's really Wednesday. She can come and let you know that if you're there, or if you're not there, she can acknowledge to herself, that's not true. And I know that actually frogs live in ponds, whatever it is, without saying it out loud. This is a step that she can learn. And then the step that we learn as adults is to scream inside our hearts. But the reason that she's not doing that yet is that a 5-year-old is still not really aware that other people might have different emotional states than she does. We need to teach our kids affective empathy, which means vicariously experiencing someone else's emotions. They don't just get that, or I guess they'll get it eventually, but some less quickly than others. And a 5-year-old is really still learning that for herself, that she might get a puffed chest of accomplishment from telling a friend, that's not how you say that word. And that's counteracted by her friend's hurt feelings. But she's still really learning that her friend's hurt feelings are something very separate from her own, and that they can have totally separate emotions. So there's a level of self-awareness there that will come with time, but this kid might need to be somebody who has to have that taught to her a little more. And that's not a bad thing. I think self-awareness and empathy is a skill that every child has to be taught. We have a whole episode on teaching kids empathy. So, Michelle, I would suggest if you haven't heard that one, that you look it up. You can search for it on our website, or you can always just do What Fresh Hell podcast empathy, and the episode will pop right out. It has lots of specific advice on why this is an acquired, learned skill and how we can get there. I think the way station will kind of work if she understands that saying this to another friend hurts their feelings, makes them not want to play with her that afternoon, that it's not nice, and that she can still have that feeling is an okay way station along the way. Now, you talk about what happens in the future. She needs to self-advocate in the classroom, the boardroom, things like that. Yes, that's totally important. And as we learned last week, that is also a skill that needs to be taught. But even there are skills of diplomacy that need to be taught and learned, and that your daughter will need. She's going to need to learn to speak up for herself without ruffling others' feelings. So I think working on the know-it-all thing from that angle isn't going to prevent your kid from being an outspoken kid who stands up for herself. Sounds like she has that part down pretty well. But above all, Michelle, I want to say, yes, I do think this is a phase. I do think this is something that eventually gets socially corrected out by peers. But since you were probably spending a lot more time with your 5-year-old daughter right now than she is with her peers, it is a chance for you to work on it. It might be a good opportunity for you to read to your daughter about bossy kids and how they're perceived and how they need to work on it. Harriet the Spy is a great one. It's probably still a little old for her, but another one I am thinking of is Sheila Tubman and all the Peter and Superfudge books that Judy Blume writes. She's a bossy, insufferable girl that Peter has a hard time with. And you might be able to talk to your daughter about that and why does she bother him so much and what should he do and how should he deal with her, and let the self-identification occur or not occur. Overall, Michelle, I think your instincts are right. Protect your little girl's right to speak out while also teaching her that there are more diplomatic ways of doing that and keeping some of the screaming inside her heart, if you feel me. Send us your parenting questions. We might answer yours next. Email us questions@whatfreshhellpodcast.com. Thanks for listening.
Insurance isn't one size fits all. That's why customers have enjoyed Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years now. With the Name Your Price tool, you tell them what you want to pay, and they'll show you options that fit your budget. So whether you're picking out your first policy or just looking for something that works better for you and your family, they make it easy to see your options. Visit Progressive.com. Find a rate that works for you with the Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.